So what does it take to get a man to see a doctor? That is the headline in today's New York Times. Men in the United States live about 5 years less than women, and one reason is simple. They don't go to the doctor. According to the Times, the Cutler Center for Men outside Cleveland is trying to change that with an unusual approach. A clinic that looks more like a sports bar than a hospital. There are pool tables, TVs, even a Zen corner, all designed to make men feel welcome. The problem is serious. Men die at a higher rate than women from 14 of the top 15 causes of death. They're less likely to get preventive care, less likely to treat conditions like hypertension or diabetes, and less likely to be screened for depression. As one professor explained, we know a lot about male bodies, but we don't know a lot about men's health. The Cutler Center reports some success. Its members are more likely to keep doctor's appointments and manage conditions like blood sugar. But the broader challenge remains getting men to see medical care as part of their life, not just a last resort. So what's the real message here? For a long time, we've heard women say, men are stupid, men are stupid. Well, guess what? When it comes to our health, men really are stupid. They're dumber than women because men refuse to go to a doctor. Finally, there's a clinic in Cleveland that's making a health facility look like a sports bar. If they really want to get men in, they may have to disguise it as a gentleman's club. That might bring the men to the doctor finally. Okay, let's dig a little deeper here. Let's look at the stats. Men live 5.3 years less than women. I have a question for men. This may sound crass. I apologize. But if you've been married for 20 years or so, 30 years, do you really want your wife to have all of your money and live a lot longer? Maybe give all the money you worked hard for to a younger husband for her to go off and enjoy and go to Tahiti with? Is that what you want? I'm not saying you should want ill for your wife, but why do you want to work hard, leave a bunch of money, and have your wife live years and years and years longer than you when you could live a long time? I'm not suggesting you want your wife to live less than you do, or that you want her to be financially strapped in any way. But rather than leave all your money to your spouse, which is what most men do if they're married or have a partner, why not spend some of that money going to the doctor now? It's not going to do any good when you're in a casket. I get tired of our culture where it seems like men are the butt of every joke. Every sitcom, there's the doofus dad who's clueless, and the 5-year-old child is smarter than the dad, and the wife is smarter than the dad, and the dads always have to be the butt of the joke, and the man, especially the white man, has to be the bad guy in every movie. And I get tired of that a little bit. However, this is one issue where men really deserve to be the butt of the joke, because when you die needlessly, prematurely, the joke's on you. And all because you want to save, $50 of a copay to go get your physical exam, your yearly physical exam? That's idiocy. So men, you got to wake up. Now, Scott Galloway points this out frequently to his credit, which is we don't have an opioid epidemic in America. We have a men's opioid epidemic in America. Men are more depressed. Men are much more likely to kill themselves. So rather than just taking more booze and taking more opioids, go to a doctor. Go to a psychologist, go to a psychiatrist. For that matter, go to a health club and actually work out. So many men think it's macho to eat a lot of unhealthy food, drink a lot of beer, sit around on your buttocks and watch sports. I got to tell you, there's nothing macho about watching sports. If you want to watch sports because you enjoy it, great, make it part of your life. But in America today, it is a dominant culture in so many places where if you are a man, the normal thing to do is to eat chips and drink beer and sit and watch other men participate in sports all weekend long, whether it's football season or baseball season or basketball season or hockey, whatever sport you like to watch. Again, in small doses, fine. But if you're spending more time watching a TV than playing a sport, chances are not only are you going to live 6 years less than your wife, you're going to live about 10 or 15 or 20 years longer than you could have lived if you just got off your butt, exercised, and went to the doctor every year, at least once a year. When you're feeling down, whether it's a cold you can't shake or maybe some pains on your arm, Go to a doctor. No one's going to be pointing and say, hey, look at this sissy. He went to a doctor. Nobody cares about you. That's part of what I think men have got to realize is that if you go to a doctor, nobody cares. Nobody cares about anyone. I don't mean that in a negative way. People are focused on their own lives, what's going on in their life. No one's going to judge you thinking, oh, DJ went to a doctor. He's not a real man. Let's mock him. Nobody cares. So I'm urging you, please, if you're a man, go to the doctor. Maybe you do that with family members. Why not schedule an appointment for you and your spouse and your kids and everyone else?